The first thing I remember about that morning was being awoken by the paramedics from the ambulance service and being put onto a drip.
Mark's type 1 diabetic, so he'd been having some problems with his blood sugars for a few weeks.
We all decided to drive to the beach.
And then all of a sudden he just started having a seizure, which is terrifying.
Hello Norwich, 4 times seizures, now unconscious.
We called, an ambulance was called, and quite quickly they arrived along with the Suffolk Accident Rescue Service.
When we arrived, the history that was given to us by Mark's wife was that they arrived at the beach following an episode in the morning where Mark had felt unwell with a low blood sugar level.
They said that they thought the seizures were something actually to do with his brain.
In that circumstance, it's quite challenging to know what the diagnosis is. You worry that he may have had a neurosurgical event, like a bleed in the brain.
It was just terrifying to see somebody have a seizure and not know. And I knew, especially when I knew it wasn't to do with the blood sugar at that point.
So yeah, we thought we'd call in our colleagues on the air ambulance so we could all work together to get him into the right place.
I've obviously found out a bit later on is that not necessarily is it the speed of getting to the hospital, it's actually bringing the hospital on site.
Based at Norwich Airport on the day, with the incident being on Southwold Beach, the approximate run time by road would have been around about 40 miles, so quite a significant distance. Once we'd got mobile, we were able to be at Mark's side within 18 minutes.
When the air ambulance was coming, I knew it was serious. And I can remember saying to my sister, I didn't want to lose it.
Arriving on scene, we could see from the overhead that the Coast Guards and the lifeguards had done a great job of clearing the beach. Once we'd diagnosed Mark as suffering from a neurological event, our decision making became quite easy. For patients to have the best outcomes from neurological injuries, we have to control their airway, control their breathing and control their circulation. The easiest way to do this in the pre-hospital setting is to give the patients a general anaesthetic and take over their breathing by placing a tube down into their lungs. We spoke to our consultant on call, who agreed that this patient probably would suit going to the local hospital first for a CT scan. We therefore decided to load Mark into the helicopter on the beach before flying him to the James Paget Hospital.
The first recollection was being in intensive care, where it was quite scary, or it was very, very scary. Not only was I not knowing where I was, the last thing I remembered vaguely was being at the beach, and suddenly I'm in intensive care, wide up at both wrists and being wired directly into my neck, having an intubation tube removed from my lungs. The aftercare support side of things has just been phenomenal.
What really helped was they invited us all to Helmid House.
Thank you very much.
The thing that really got me was seeing the difference in the children. When they got to sit in the helicopter, they got to put on the helmets, they got to sit in the cockpit with the SARS, they got to sit in the car and push the buttons and turn the sirens on, and to see their reaction to that and see them come away with a smile on their face, yeah, that really made a big impact on me.